In this video, I'm gonna tell you how to efficiently make a photo booth template so you're not wasting a ton of time and you're not wasting a bunch of money. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. If you don't know what a template is, this is what a template is. Literally, this minus all of the photos that you see taken by the guest. Think of this like the artwork of the actual product that we're providing to our customers. This template making process can actually be the most time-consuming thing you do, minus actually providing the service. I know some photo booth owners that will spend up to an hour and a half on making templates. You're wasting your time. I'm telling you, there's a way to do it to where you're not wasting a single minute. And I'm gonna tell you guys exactly that process here. So step number one is make sure you have a template form for your customers to fill out. I'll go ahead and read you guys the ones that we use. First of all, we make sure the first thing the client gives us, the information is, what words do you want printed on the actual template? And we even put in parentheses exact spelling because we're gonna copy and paste this onto the design. So if you're not asking this question, think about it. Why would you be the person in charge of saying what words go on it, right? So if it's someone's birthday, you wanna make sure they're giving you the info to say Marcus's 21st, or you just don't want to assume that role, right? Put that on them. Also, we like to ask how many photos do you want taken, 1, 2, or 3. I think it's even a good idea to send them some examples of like a 2x6 with 2 photos or a 4x6 design. Let them choose. Again, we also like to ask them what orientation do they want the photo, landscape or portrait. And if they ask what's the difference, we say, well, one is a wider shot suitable for more group photos, and the other one is more of a full body shot if it's just like a few people. So we let them decide that. What type of event is it? This is a huge freaking thing you need to know, right? Because if you don't know what type of party it is, how are you gonna know like what design? Is it a birthday? Is it a graduation? Is this a corporate event? Then this next thing I'm gonna tell you guys is gonna save you a ton of time. You should be asking if they have an invitation, right? And if they do, ask if they can send you a digital copy of the invite, because this is very important. If they have an invite, right, whether it's a document or whatever, something that like they've been sending their guests, that is something they're happy with. Because if they weren't happy with it, they wouldn't have sent it to everyone. So you can actually use the invite to draw inspiration, to draw artwork, and there's times where my wife will take that invite and make the template from those assets. So if it's like a, let's just say a basketball themed party and they have the invite with a basketball hoop and some cartoon characters, you could then go in there and draw inspiration and even maybe take some of that artwork. It's gonna save you a ton of time, right? One thing I love that my wife told me, she goes like, I don't really like to have to think or assume when I'm making the templates. That's why we're asking all of these questions. So this is something I think it's important to ask for. And then we also ask in the template form, can you please give us any direction that you want, colors to use, which is very important, logos, things you want to add, please tell us exactly what you want. Very important, right? Because maybe they'll have a logo or maybe they'll have some assets they want you to use. And the last thing you want to do is create a whole template assuming everything, then for them just to go back, then give you the info they want. That's usually how it goes, right? Why waste your time doing that, The template should not be the thing taking you the most time. Also, here's another pro tip. There's a website called dafont.com, DAFONT.com. This website has thousands of fonts, so many of them. And choosing the right font can be tricky when making a template because sometimes the customers they'll just show you something they saw, a font, and they'll say, use this font. Well, if you don't know the name, it's gonna be almost impossible to find that actual font. And sometimes the customers will even tell you guys like, hey, make it fancier. What the heck does fancier mean, right? Like cursive? Are we talking, like colors? So dafont.com, you can send that website to the customer and say, hey, please pick the font you want here. And this is the exact one we'll use. Game changer, guys. Game changer. And our clients love the template making process because at the end of it, they're getting something that they really want. They're not getting something that we're creating for them, right? I like to think of it like this. I know I'm yapping here, but like if you're gonna get a tattoo, don't you think it's a good idea to give the tattoo artist the details versus just to be like, yeah, here's kind of what I want, go to town. That's how I see it. So that's very important. We also, I'm gonna really encourage everyone here to let their customers know that, like, if they want a few revisions, it's included, which is fine, right? Change a font or maybe something small, but if they want us to create a completely different design after making something that they've told us they wanted, we are charging them for it. Not a lot, just 20 bucks. And that's just to make sure they're giving us all the info up front. You know, back in the day, Monse used to do like 10 different templates, and it's taken her sometimes like over an hour to do it. And now that we're doing all of this stuff beforehand, before making it, like, I don't know, 5 minutes sometimes, even like 15 minutes to knock it out. And you just got to set those boundaries. Let them know that this is custom graphic design work, and we can't just make a bunch of templates out of nowhere. And most of the time, the clients, it's not like they're doing this on purpose. They just know, they don't know how long it's taking you, right? All they know is they send a revision, and then maybe in an hour they get an email back. So just make sure you guys are like asking for this, like all of this info. And even too, you can tell them too, like, hey, if you find a template that you like, right, you can send them to Etsy. We can draw inspiration, or I even know some photo booth owners that will send them to Etsy, and then they'll actually let them pick a template and cover that cost. But I don't know, I'm not a big fan of that. Like, I have my wife's like a killer graphic design artist on Canva. So this is probably the most efficient way to get a template done. And also too, before I leave, one last pro tip: do not be shy to show clients past templates that you've done. So if you've done a ton of quinceañeras, maybe there's a chance that you've done a template in the past that they'll like, and all you'll have to do is just change the wordings around and all of that. So that is definitely beneficial. So this pro tip from your Uncle Drew: how to efficiently make a photo booth template. Thank you guys for watching. God bless, and I'll see you soon.